Hello, everybody. Welcome to our meeting. Today, as you know, we're going to have Dr. Bahman from Iran with conditioning. As you know, conditioning is very, very important part of sport. He will explain for us, of course, from basic. Maybe next time he will go through to the complete section of conditioning. Bahman, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Thank you. Please turn off your microphone.
Can I start?
Yeah, please.
Thank you, Ali. Hi, everybody, and all dear coaches. Thank you for attending this meeting. I hope we will have a good meeting ahead. I want to talk about physical fitness for volleyball and especially sitting volleyball. Guys, I have left a number of slides and materials for you to read, and because we don't have much time, I'll address to some of them. I think we need first to know in general about the responsibility of a conditioning coach. As you probably know, conditioning coach is responsible to using exercise prescription specifically to improve performance in athletic competition. I think all coaches need to think about these 5 questions before starting training. Actually, they are important points for physical coaches before starting training. First one is, which muscles are at risk of injury and what are the prevention exercises? Second one is, what is the dominant or primary energy systems in sitting volleyball? Third is, what are the working muscles in sitting volleyball? This is so important issue. Fourth is, which physical and motor fitness components are important in sitting volleyball? And last one is, which is the best training method for sitting volleyball? First, I want to address the first question. First question is, what types of injuries are most common in sitting volleyball? The first of injuries is very diverse and large, but I'll focus on 3 parts of them. First one is rotator cuff injuries. In anatomy, the rotator cuff is a group of muscles that act to stabilize the shoulder, and in sitting volleyball and similar sports, they are more likely to be injured due to explosive shoulder movements. Actually, 4 muscles make up the rotator cuff. The 4 muscles are supraspinatus. You can see at back view, this is supraspinatus. Infraspinatus syndrome or muscles, you can see back view or front view from here. Tres minor, 3 of these muscles is back view. And one of them is on front of view, subscapularis. These muscles are the rotators of the arm, and I'll show you the exercise related to injury prevention. Low back pain is common disorder involving the muscles, nerves, and bones of the back. Low back pain is a common complaint among volleyball players. To prevent and treat low back pain, we need to strengthen the abdomen and back muscles and core body muscles. Another, the most common injury in sitting volleyball is finger injuries. We need to know that many exercises that strengthen the forearm will also strengthen the fingers. For many injuries, such as finger injuries, we need to first aid and treatment options that abbreviate as RICE. RICE is abbreviated. R like resting the injured finger. I as a icing, we can put icing the finger for 15 minutes every hour for 2 days. After 2 days, you can switch from ice to heat. C is compressing the finger with bandage to keep it from bending. Fourth, E is elevating the finger above chest level. This set of operations can reduce blood flow to the injured site and can reduce inflammation and pain. As you know, there is some effective exercise for shoulder rehabilitation and increasing range of motion, tendinitis, frozen shoulder syndrome, and rotator cuff injury. What we need to do all of them for prevention of injury and improving our muscles in sitting volleyball. At this picture, you can see some practice for prevention of injury that you can see some practice for rotator cuff, external rotator, or other practice. And this picture, like practice for rehabilitation, you can check it out later. And again, you can see external rotation for improving of rotator cuff, abduction and extension, internal rotation. This too is very important. Other method is Pilates for we can use in sitting volleyball. Pilates is good method for prevention of injury and we can use in warm-up time. Pilates can improve flexibility, strength, and endurance in whole body. I suggest you to use Pilates for warm-up and prevention of injury. You can see other picture from Pilates. And again, other pictures. Another exercise equipment is Swiss ball. By this ball, you can make a lot of exercise for your players. Swiss ball is also known by a number of different names, including balance ball, body ball, fitness ball, gym ball, physio ball, or other something like stability ball. I suggest you use this ball something in training. It can be very good practice for your players. As you see, second question is what is the dominant energy or primary energy system in sitting volleyball? The two primary anaerobic energy sources are the phosphagen system and glycolytic system. These two energy systems provide most of energy used in anaerobic activities like sitting volleyball. but aerobic metabolism plays an important role in maintaining power output and energy recovery. As you know, volleyball requires the physical ability to repeat high power movement with short recovery intervals. As you see, rally time here between 5 to 30 seconds. Play interval between each rally is 15 seconds, and match duration about 1 to 2 hours. In addition, in the World Championship and Paralympic Games, the length of the tournament is approximately 2 weeks, consisting of 8 to 12 matches in order to progress the final. In FIVB resource, the average play in volleyball is only 6 seconds, and an average rest period is 14 or 15 seconds. With many breaks during matches, we can see demand for oxygen is much less than many other team sports. You can see here 6 seconds for very intense activity and 6 to 30 seconds for intense activity. As you know, sitting volleyball is this area, 6 seconds or a little more. Therefore, our primary energy system is phosphagen, or phosphagen and fast glycolysis. Fast glycolysis is using carbohydrates. And at this table, you can see volleyball that using 80% of ATPPC or phosphagen and lactate, and rest of them relate to lactate and oxygen. Based on this data and information, we should adjust our conditioning practice according to this period and timing. First question is, what are the main working muscles in sitting volleyball? The major muscle groups to work at least twice a week would include the muscles of the chest, shoulders, arms, back, and abs or abdomen. Upper body, your upper body is where a lot of essential action happens in sitting volleyball. Your arm, especially triceps, this side, this is back side, this is front side. Triceps and forearm engage to move your arm during any ball hitting action like the serve or setting, spiking, and passing or receiving. For hitting, blocking, and serve, we are using triceps, this side. Pectoralis major, latissimus dorsi, and abs, abdomen, and back muscles, especially core body. For setting, we are using forearm. There are a lot of muscles here. And triceps for setting. For passing and receiving, we are using deltoid, especially front. Arm, but biceps, no triceps. Biceps gonna be control the passing. No hard action, just control. And forearm muscles, especially wrist for passing and receiving. Please pay attention. It is very important. As a coach or trainer, after analyzing the muscles, we should make appropriate exercise movements for these muscles with a sitting volleyball pattern. Fourth question is, which physical and motor fitness components are important in sitting volleyball? All of this physical and this is motor fitness. All of these physical and motor components are very important, and we need at the beginning of volleyball practice and pre-season to improve cardiovascular endurance, muscular endurance, muscular strength and flexibility, and even take control of body composition. We need to create balance and practice on coordination to improve technique, but at the in season, at close to competition, we need to have speed, agility, and good reaction. And what is the most important of all these variables is the power. Power is combination, strength, and speed. We need power that can help us to best performance in sitting volleyball. Last question here is, which is the best training method for sitting volleyball? There are a lot of training, but the best training is here. One of them is continuous training. Other one is interval training is very important for sitting volleyball. We can use it in season or pre-season. We can continuous training in pre-season and off-season. Fartlek training, it is not practical for sitting volleyball. Just I want to mention it. Other one is circuit training. It can be used in beginning of practice. Cross training we can use in transition, and weight training is very important. Which one of training methods is proper for sitting volleyball? This is main question. The question here is, what is the continuous training method? As you know, continuous training is a form of exercise that is performed as continuously. It can be performed at a low, moderate, or moderate high intensity, depending on what you want to achieve from the training and your current fitness level. As you can see here, this continuous training is so simple for training. It doesn't know rest period or recovery interval. This is good way to improve your aerobic energy system. For this aim, we can swimming. For volleyball players, sliding in sitting volleyball, we can slide as continuously, and we have to minimum of 20 minutes to achieve some kind of benefit. We can do it. Continuous training has other principles. At this training, you can depletes your carbohydrate stores. This is best method for fat burn and lose weight. It doesn't just mean running. We can swimming, we can sliding or other activity. The aerobics is popular form for continuous training. It can improve coordination. We can do this training at off-season and pre-season. Disadvantage is boring, and this training is not improve speed or agility. For continuous training and being in aerobic zone, we need to have activity at 60% until 80%. For example, if I am 20 years old, I can see here I have minimum 120 until 160 heart rate or beat per minute. Therefore, my aerobic zone is here. Guys, can you hear me? Please say me. Guys, yeah?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, thank you. Then you need to stay within the aerobic zone during continuous training. At the aerobic zone, we can stay here. For 20 years old is here. For 60 years old is here. You can check it out later. As a coach, we need to learn taking pulse. We can take the pulse. Here is radial pulse. Radial pulse is under the thumb. And we can use carotid pulse. Carotid pulse is here. Just we should know using very light pressure here. Very light pressure, no hard. This is a formula for answer to this question. What is the best way to calculate my heart rate zones? Please read this slide later, and if you have any question about how to calculate a heart rate zone, you can contact me. About interval training, we have a question. Question is, what is the interval training method? Interval training is a type of training that involves a series of high-intensity workouts with rest or active rest. The high-intensity periods are typically at or close to anaerobic exercise. Interval training planning, we need to pay attention to some variables such as type of activity, length of the training session, number of bursts, rest period, intensity, duration, and at this time, advantage is good performance in sitting volleyball, because It is same and game like to sitting volleyball. We can use at pre-season and especially in season. As you remember, we talked about aerobic zone. Aerobic zone was 60 to 80%, 60% until 80% of maximum heart rate. At this time, we are gonna pay to anaerobic zone. Anaerobic zone is 80 to 90% of maximum heart rate. You can check it out later, and if you have any question, you can ask me later. Another training is Fartlek. Fartlek training is not a practical and not important training for sitting volleyball. And I mentioned it just to get referred with the name of this training. Circuit training. Circuit training is a form of body conditioning that involves endurance training, resistance training, high-intensity aerobics, and exercises are similar to high-intensity interval training. When one circuit training is complete, one begins the first exercise again for the next circuit. Traditionally, the time between exercises in circuit training is short, often with rapid movement to the next exercise. You can see the sample here. You can change each station that you want. As you see here, this training can be organized. There is different exercise. We can regular stations between 8 to 15 or 12, some reference. We can regular the time from 30 seconds or some reference say us 1 or 2 minutes at each station. But disadvantages, we need to a lot of equipment and time. Advantages, using the specific muscle groups. We can use weight training activities, and also we can use a skill-based activity. You can alternate muscle groups. You can use alternate muscle groups between each station to delay muscle fatigue, and we can use precision. Then circuit training at the precision is applied. Cross-training is athletic training in sports other than the athlete's usual sport. The goal is improving overall performance. Weight training is a common type of strength training for developing the strength and size of skeletal muscles. As you can see here, weight training can improve strength, anaerobic, and at aerobic weight training, we can use very light weights over a long time. Light weights at long time, some like continuous training, more reps and low intensity. This training can improve muscular strength, muscular endurance, and speed, and it can help us for rehabilitation after an injury. These advantages at this training, we need to more equipment. At this time, we need to know that what's the difference between free weights and resistance machines. There is a significant difference between free weights and resistance machines. The free weights are the barbells and dumbbells in the gym, while the machines are any resistance-based workout machines, such as the leg press or lat pull down. Some advantage for free weights is variety of exercise for all muscle group. Free weights helps for self-selected movement based on anatomy. Free weights helps coordination, and you can recruit more muscles. You can using more muscles with free weights. But disadvantages, risk of injury, and an additional person is necessary. Constantly changing weight plays throughout workout requires. And if your body doesn't match the movement of the machine, injury may be occur. These training phases are based on increasing and decreasing both volume and intensity when designing a training program. In the last part, I would like to point out that at the beginning of the preparation period, the intensity of training will be low and volume of training will be relatively high. And gradually, in during of training, volume of training will decrease and intensity increase. Due the increase in training intensity and decrease in training volume, performance and technique will reach to the peak of performance. Thank you all. Thank you for your attention, guys.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Bahman.
You're welcome.
It was very good. It was very good. We know that in 30 minutes we cannot go through all, but you gave us some specific topics. So please, if you have any question, don't hesitate and ask Bahman in the WhatsApp. And then for next 2 weeks, in 23rd of November, we will be with Farid. Farid Sahibi is assistant coach of Iran. His topic will be coaching in action. What coach should do before and during and after the matches. So we will waiting for the Farid topic. Do you have any question from Dr. Bahman now about this topic? Mr. Two Whipping, do you want to add something?
No, I think Bahman did a very good job. It's covered most of the basic physical training, including the muscles, the endurance training, speed training, power training. I just would like to see Bahman maybe have a graphic, the planning for pre-training and before competition training, recovery training. Maybe you have one picture of the graphic show us, will be more clear. That's it.
Yeah, very good idea.
Thank you.
As you
Thank
know,
you.
we're going to continue this meeting. So for the next time, each coaches, he will go through his topic. So for the first time, we talk to all the coaches, only give us some main information about the topic, and then next time we will go through. Okay? And Farid, you will be next in 23rd of November. Okay? Your topic will be coaching in action. Okay. Thank you very much for your participating. Take care. COVID is still there.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Bahman.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks,
you
everyone.
too. Thank you,
Thank you
guys.
so much, Bahman. Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Thank you,
Thank
Thank
sir.
you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Glenn.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Wiping. Thank you, Barman.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
boys.
Bye-bye. Thank you for your patience.